Okay, Dr. Brennan seems to have disappeared. So, okay, what I'll say about Panchakarma is that if you ever get a chance to do it, it's really, really worth doing. I've done it many times, both in Skelmersdale, in just outside of Liverpool, where there's an absolutely fantastic clinic. I've done it in Dublin, but I've mostly done it in India. And there's obviously lots of Panchakarma centers in India. And if you go to India to do it, 21 days is what you need to do it for, a minimum of 21 days, really, you know. It's obviously a lot cheaper in India than it is in the West because of the cost of things. But yeah, anyway, I better unmute the doctors. I'm sure there seems to be lots of questions in. Rajvinder, are you unmuted?
Yes, yeah, thanks.
Okay, and Dr. Brennan has just disappeared for a few minutes. So, yeah, so if you want to get started in some of the questions there.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No, I said I let Nahid pick up questions.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a question about nasal polyp along with post-nasal drip, and she's already doing a nasal application and oil inhalation. Along with that, I can say you can take ajwain, the steam inhalation with some of the ajwain seeds, because ajwain seeds it's really helpful to balance your vata and kapha, and this nasal polyp and post drip is a vata and kapha situation, so that can help you to clear your channels and reduce the size of your polyp. And be very regular with your nasal oil. So have 2 sprays. If you have MP16, then have 2 sprays in the evening and 2 sprays in the morning, but as this is winter, so do not take it after 4 p.m. in the evening. And there was a question about bronchiectasis, and she or he maybe was writing about that her doctor has suggested to take Adha Toga Vasica, and she couldn't find this in our website. I think Vasa is available, right, in our website?
No, we don't have a Saka.
Oh, we don't have Vasa.
Sitopaladi, maybe.
Okay.
We used to have it. Maybe Noel can source it again.
What is it?
Vasaka. It is Vasaka.
I don't think we ever had it, Dr. Rajvinder.
We had it before, yeah. Very long time ago, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's hard to source now.
Well, have we got anything else that would be suitable?
We have Vacha though, but Vacha for the bronchitis won't work. We have Sitopaladi and Trikatu.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, and Chavanprash somewhat can help, with some of the situation to strengthen your overall respiratory tract.
MA634 oil will be very good for the massage on the chest and some heat. And then Sitopaladi and Trikatu mixed with the eucalyptus honey.
Yeah, I mean, I think the suggestion here would be to have a consultation with an Ayurvedic doctor, because it's definitely something that Ayurvedic can treat.
Yeah, we do have Breathe Easy formula, Breathe Easy tablet, cold season. Yeah, there are a few herbs there.
Yeah. And is fibromyalgia treatable with this medicine? Absolutely. I just, something's ringing there. Rajvinder, if you take that question, please.
I think Dr. Nahid answered that question already. It was the Vata balance. Meditation is very helpful. So do look into TM or any other form of meditation, because fibromyalgia is chronic stress, anxiety, and deep-seated Vata imbalance. So
Absolutely,
definitely.
Dr. Rajvinder, you summed it up. My experience with it is it's just a real deep Vata imbalance, a real deep Vata imbalance. And we live in a world that, if you're anyway prone to being Vata, there's just so much going on. Like even when you rest, you're watching the telly, and there's just so much activity and traffic and all these things. And these things just drive your Vata demented. And then, the further out of balance it goes, it just goes deeper and deeper. As the Dr. Karen Pirik mentioned there, like diseases have 6 or 7 stages, so it just gets more and more ingrained. And fibromyalgia is a situation where it's just gone way out of balance. But Ayurveda would recognize it as a classical Vata imbalance. So all the opposite things that balance Vata: heat, warm baths, relaxation, rest, avoiding stress, warm foods. Then there's all these different herbs that are very good for Vata as well. So all of those things. But as always, Ayurveda is treating the person, not the disease. But certainly fibromyalgia would be something that quite a lot of people suffer from. And people would have come to us over the years with fibromyalgia,
And there's a question Sonia asked about that whether she can add date syrup instead of honey to sweeten her herbal drinks. Yes, of course you can. So let me just tell you that date helps you to balance your vata and pitta, and honey helps you to balance your kapha. So whatever is best suitable for your body type, you can use that, whether it's cake or honey.
And Jean-Pierre has invited us all to Brussels to take people's pulses. So yeah, that would be lovely. As I said before, I've been to the TM Centre in Brussels, and yeah, that might be something nice to do. I don't think it'll happen for another 6 months or so, but anyway, we can bear that in mind.
Anurag sent a very nice comment. He said the fibromyalgia patients really want deep massage, but that's not good for them. Yeah, very true. Because for Vata people, deep massage is not good anyway. So very gentle massage with some strengthening oil. So Vata massage oil or Bala, Ashwagandha Bala oils, that kind of oil. So there will be more specific oil as well for massage and everything for that condition. Where is Dr. Brennan gone?
Oh, I don't know. He must have been called away. Well, someone is asking there, what's the best way to take Ander jab? I don't know what that is.
Ander jab is kind of a it's a kind of it's like rice, kind of long. I don't know, we can call it grain, but it's a herb. It's mainly, I think, used for diarrhea, but mainly it's used in powder form. I think you're asking raw or cooked, so it might be a little bit difficult to take it raw. So either you cook it or powder it, just roast it a little bit and powder it, and that way you take it.
So interesting question there from Joe. Thanks for the great course. How do I find my nearest Ayurvedic doctor? Is there an approved list of practitioners? There isn't as such. There's, I don't know where you are, Joe, whether you're in the UK or Ireland. If you're in the UK, there's probably a lot more choice, as in there's the Ayurvedic Practitioners Association, and there's another association as well. So just get someone who has a BAMS degree, a BAMS degree, or at least a lot of experience. You know, if you're in Ireland, I think you have the choice of the 3 doctors here on the call, and if you're somewhere where you can't get to a doctor, then just do a Zoom call. Where most of our calls at the moment are being done by Zoom, and it's working out very well. But you should definitely be able to find somebody, that's for sure, you know. Hello, Dr. Brennan, welcome back.
Oh yeah, I got a phone call that I had to just attend to.
No problem, no problem.
Anurag said is ajwain black cumin. No, Anurag, ajwain is different. I can explain it easily, like Indian celery seed. So that could be the nearest kind of to look at it. But black cumin is different.
Really different.
And is there idea? Anna said very nice. Only a balanced soul like Dr. Nahid can answer the question at 2 a.m. in India. Yeah, really, I was thinking like that. Really late for you. Yeah, but of course, he won. That's the last day. So good to see you here.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Karina says, how long do you take the Ayurvedic herbal supplements for? Really, Karina, you should get the judgment of the doctor on that. And then, you know, if you have a consultation, you should reschedule or revisit after a few months, or maybe the doctor might even suggest it sooner, depending on the condition, you know.
Yeah, depends on what you're treating, yeah.
Yeah, I would think a minimum of 3 months would be generally what it would be, but that could depend on what the doctor is treating. And like if people go for an Ayurvedic consultation, fine, if you're nice and healthy, go once a year and just have a checkup and stuff like that. But if you're dealing with some condition that, you know, can become worse and can have a serious implications on your lifestyle and health, then have a consultation with the doctor, but go back. The follow-ups are shorter, they're half an hour, and, you know, go back every few months just to keep progress, and you may need to have medication changed. But your doctor, when you do the consultation, should give you a fair idea of how long you should be taking them for, you know. Someone said I had a 10-day Panchakarma treatment in Ahmedabad and was able to get rid of my eczema on my skin of almost 5 years. Deepak, well done, Deepak. That's great. That's great. Ahmedabad is where the Ganges and the Yamunan River meet. Is that correct, Don? Where Maharishi was buried? Is that
Gujarat? No, that is Allahabad. This is Ahmedabad. It's in Gujarat.
Oh, okay, it's a different place, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's in. Okay, yeah. Actually, yeah, I know it now. Yeah, yeah. After 10 days of home Panchakarma under Dr. Nahid's supervision, I am feeling wonderful and reaping the benefits months later. This course has been life-changing for me. Thank you so much, all of you. You are wonderful. That's from Tamara. I would emphasize there under Dr. Nahid's supervision. So we don't really advise people to start doing Ayurvedic detox programs on their own. And that's why we don't give out the detox program. We don't give it out on videos, and we don't give it out, on these courses either, because, well, there are certain things like, fasting and things like that, but the drinking the ghee and all of that, that's better done under the supervision of a doctor. So well done, Tamara. Deepak says that was 10 years ago. So that's great. Why does the sound go off when I go into the chat box? No idea, Thomas. Absolutely no idea. That's weird. That shouldn't happen. It shouldn't make any difference to it. But anyway.
Is there a time of the year that's ideal for panchakarma? Well, panchakarma was traditionally done at the change of seasons, because despite our best efforts, we can gather some imbalance at a season, and panchakarma was coming at the end of it. But twice a year is probably enough for people in the West to have panchakarma, and a really good time is spring, time for spring cleaning.
Is arthritis a pitta condition? Arthritis normally is it kind of a degeneration, which is vata condition. But like a rheumatoid arthritis and other, that could be pitta as well. So it depends on what kind of arthritis you're asking.
And Yogesh is talking about thinning of hair, especially in the front area of my head. Well, don't be tying your hair back, because you're putting too much strain and pulling hairs from the front. There is a healthy hair and nails tablet that's very useful, and certainly to oil your head regularly would be a good idea. And there are
But the hair oil is good.
The hair oil, yeah, lovely.
What is the Ayurvedic treatment for emaciation?
Yeah, Anna has described it very well, though.
Yeah.
It's, Anna and Abigail were saying it's a vata condition and stress and all that. Yeah, you guys are right there. So more nourishment, stress management, and more variety in your diet, healthy fats and all that. It depends why emaciation. Yeah, you said that because of the certain nutrition factors. So yeah, more protein is needed.
Did you see Elena's question there, Dr. Rajvinder? Because you've treated that skin condition.
What is it, rosacea?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rosacea is a very pitta condition, and again, it is people with some kind of stress or anxiety going on, or work pressure or something that stimulate the adrenals, and that causes rosacea. Yeah, radiant skin and certain other herbs that kind of calm down the pitta in the body are wonderful, and our skin soother oil 3508 is nice. So there's a lot of things you can do for rosacea, and herbs have good results.
Yeah, and that is like manageable with Ayurvedic approach.
It's manageable. Yeah, it might take a little time. Depends on your lifestyle and your circumstance.
How it's a disease, yeah, that depends on that.
Depends on, but it definitely get good results with herbs. Yeah. Well, do you have any herb in your shop for arthritis?
A lot of.
Lots of stuff, but again, I'd prefer people to get recommendations from the doctors, really, because there are different forms of arthritis. So it's, rather than self-medicate, it's better that you know what you're doing. But MA4572, joint soothe tablets, and lots of things for arthritis. Actually, the arthritis webinar on the website would be worth downloading and taking a look at, the one we did earlier on in the year. So I mean, we covered all the different types of arthritis in that, so that would definitely be worth looking at.
I think Judith is asking about cholesterol con book. I think she's asking Dr. Don, but I think you recommended that book.
Great Cholesterol Con, Dr. McKitterick, the Scottish doctor. What's his first name, Don? Can you remember? Malcolm McKitterick, I think his name is. It's a very good book.
Yeah, and talking about skin, Joan gets a hive-like rash when she swims in cool water, which is interesting because there's a condition in Ayurveda called Shita Pitta, which means cold Pitta. So the pitta is in the skin and the cold is bringing up this hive-like rash. A simple strategy is to try doing the sesame oil massage, which is very heating, before you hit the cold water, and see does that protect your skin. It would be worth a trial.
Yeah, and turmeric works wonder with Shita Pitta condition. Like there is a herbal preparation which is called Haridra Khanda. Haridra is turmeric. That works like that's the drug of choice for Shita Pitta.
What did you call it again?
Haridra Khanda.
Kanga.
Yeah, so my father-in-law was just suffering with the same situation. In winter, it happens with him. So in a week time, he was having Haridra Khanda, and yesterday I asked him like, "How you doing?" and all, and he just told me it has reduced. It has reduced to 80% in just 1 week. So
That's great. That's great. So just
he
anywhere.
started his treatment from 2nd of December, and I think yesterday it was 9th of December. So it's just 1 week.
Wow. But for Joan, she could certainly integrate the turmeric, half teaspoonful a day into her food with a tiny bit of pepper to absorb the
Of
nutrients of
course.
turmeric. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And try the oil massage beforehand. Is massage good for cancer patients? In general, we wouldn't be doing massage, certainly if it was an acute situation, simply because we don't want to encourage the lymphatics to spread the cancer. So massage would not be something done certainly in the acute phase of cancer, but if the cancer is, has been treated and you're well beyond that phase of possible spread, then a panchakarma would be indicated because that's a pretty deep condition. Did we answer?
Anna was asking about winter season regime kind of stuff, right? Where is her question?
Winter solstice, any kind of
A
ceremony.
special ritual ceremony meditation for anything that one can do for the winter solstice. I understand that it's a significant turn. It's a huge turn. It's a huge day. It's one of the most auspicious days of the year. And I always go out to Newgrange, which is right beside me here, and big crowds of people go out to Newgrange. So we go, I think Dr. Brennan was with me there one year as well, maybe last year or the year before. I always go out with my family, and we go out there for the sunrise.
Oh, I have Irish wolfhounds out there too.
That's right. There was Irish wolfhounds, and there's lots of what do you call them, druids and everything, and there's chanting and singing and all. I mean, I'm not saying that it's anything particularly great, but there's just a great atmosphere there. We go and we welcome the sun coming up. We get out there. Sunrise is quite late on the 21st, probably about 8:45 or something like that. So it's but it's a big day, and it's marked all over Ireland. There are cairns and all sorts of buildings that are orientated towards the winter solstice. They're all orientated towards the summer solstice and the equinoxes as well. But certainly our ancestors were very, very aware of these special times of the year, because then after that, the sun starts coming back and the days start getting longer. So it's a very important thing. Not sure of any particular chant for it though. But Maharishi certainly celebrated those big days of the year. I mean, there'd be 2 equinoxes and 2 solstices. So yeah, they were great times.
Is Newgrange open now?
Probably not, and I'm not sure it'll be open on that particular day, but we'll go out anyway because there's roads all around it, so you can just go into the fields. I imagine they'll let people into the fields out the front because you could maintain social distance. You couldn't maintain social distance in the chamber because it's only a small little chamber. So I believe there's nobody going into the chamber this year. Actually, I'm wrong. They're going to film it. I saw something in the paper the other day. They're going to film the solstice from inside the chamber. So if there is a nice sunrise, you'll see the beam of light coming down the chamber. So you could just Google that. I don't know what the website is, but just Google it, and it's going to be filmed. And I'm sure if it's a good sunrise, it'll probably be on the 6 o'clock news here, because they always put something about it on the news. What is the cost of panchakarma treatment? Rose iPad. With Mike, varies greatly, quite expensive in the West really, because there's a lot of work involved in it, a lot of oils, generally 2 technicians working on you. I'd say about 150 to 200 pounds sterling a day over a 5-day treatment. Then if you go to India, I think the last time I did in India, I did 21 days. I think it cost, including all the herbs and everything, about €2,000. So it varies.
Mm-hmm. Plus your flights.
Plus your flights, yeah.
Flights will be different.
Yeah, plus your flights.
Is there anything you can just suggest for thalassemia? Well, thalassemia is an inherited condition, and it's not likely something you're going to cure, but it's a process of management then. And it is a condition of blood and of hemoglobin, and Ayurveda would have strategies to support Ranjika particularly for the blood. So there, anything I can suggest? Well, just keep the best possible balance through your good routine and your good diet and the things you're learning on the course, because the better balanced you are, the more that any condition like that will be maintained in a better state.
No, here's the question from Sarah Wheeler. Can people from abroad, US, Belgium, join this course?
Anybody can join this course. Anybody from
Anywhere.
That's the wonderful thing about Zoom. And, you know, we can set it up. We can take 10,000 people, and hopefully we will be taking 10,000 people, but we can take 10,000 people on this. So we're doing a new course. We're starting a new course in January. I'm meeting Dr. Brennan tomorrow. We're going to discuss that and finalize it with the doctors. We're going to put our own course together. We have huge knowledge here, and we've run this course 7 times, and a lot of people have done the course 7 times, but maybe it's time to move on to a bit more depth. And you know, we have our own great doctors, so you know, we're going to structure a really, really good course for the new year. And we want all the people that did this course doing the new course. So we want over 1,000 people on that course, but we'll be setting up the dates for that. And we need you to spread this knowledge. We don't charge for this course. The doctors come on here for free. Obviously it increases our business, so you know, it's not completely altruistic, but I mean, it's the way you can pay us back for, if you enjoyed this course, is to spread it out for us on Facebook, on your social media, to let your friends know about it, maybe to even put up posters about it, and just get the knowledge out there, because it's wonderful, wonderful. As you can see from the people here, people have had life-changing experiences using Ayurveda. So it's you know, we want to get the knowledge out to as many people as possible. Sorry, Dr. Brennan, you're going to say something.
This course is so good. I mean, what might be even better for us to do is to do a course for people who have already done this course.
Yeah.
An advanced introductory course, I think it would probably be a better way.
No, I think I'll see us running this course again. Yeah,
this course is definitely, we get good results. People love it.
That's to know.
Sort of moving on and letting go of this one. I think this one is excellent, and we should maintain this one. And then let's think about a course that we take it a stage further for all of these people who are in the know and who are answering each other's questions here very emphatically, very well.
Yeah, that's really good.
Then to run the course. So Judith says, I go to bed at 10. I generally wake up at 3 for a couple of hours. Should I persevere or go to bed at 11 p.m. when I'm more likely to sleep through? Tricky one. You know, ideally 10 is better, but you'd want to be.
There was a situation in the Middle Ages where people naturally woke up at that time, got up for half an hour, did something around the house and went back to bed. And that tradition is maintained in monastic traditions as well, where I went to school with Cistercian monks, and their tradition was to get up at 4 o'clock to go to the church, do their offices, 3:30 went back to bed. Then they got up at 6 to start their mass and all the rest. So it is a thing that, you know, for some we tend to wake up, but waking up is never a problem if you can get back to sleep. But if you can't get back to sleep, then it may become a problem. It can also be due to the vata, because if you spend all the day wiring yourself up so that your vata is out of balance, well, vata comes back in again at 2 o'clock in the early morning, and at 4 o'clock it's very high. So if you have a settled day, you're more likely to have a quiet night's sleep. And then I would, as Noel's saying, stay more with the 10 o'clock bed and use strategies to get a better night's sleep. You know, things that you could do before bed, like the wonderful recipe of Raj or a Naheed for milk drinks, and, you know, doing some yoga before bed or something to help you sleep.
And if you wake up at 3 and you can't get back to sleep, get out of bed, do a set of yoga postures, set of yoga asanas, and then the chances are you'll just go back to sleep again. Lorraine Cooney says the OPW has it on their Facebook page. That's the summer or the winter solstice. So that's the Office of Public Works for the people in the UK. So just Google Office of Public Works, Newgrange, and maybe some of you aren't familiar with Newgrange, but it's a 5,000. It's the oldest enclosed building in the world, as far as I know. It's over 5,000 years old, and it's orientated towards the winter solstice. And there's a passage which the light ray goes down and lights up. And Slieve Gullion in Armagh for the setting sun. Well done, John Shields. I was there for the setting sun last year, and myself and Dr. Brennan have climbed that mountain many times. And I think every time we climbed it, it was lashing rain. but anyway.
I have climbed it too.
Oh, you climbed it as well, Dr. Richard. And Nora, your son came on a snap as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, oh, it's a fantastic. There's a lake at the top of that mountain as well. And it's a fantastic, and there's a well, for want of a better word, there's a tomb or a grave, again, with certain orientations, you know. I climbed it last year, actually, for the setting sun on the 21st, but there was no sunset. As in, there was a sunset, but it was blocked by clouds, so you didn't get to see it, you know.
Well, leading on from that, Noel, you're very close. Are astronauts faced with a lot of vata up in space? So Noel is approaching them there up in the mountains. But it is interesting that when your perspective alters, when you get a more wide perspective, how it sort of puts into perspective life a little bit. So yeah, when they go out to space and they look back on Earth, it's like a far more expanded awareness. And then when you start to have an expanded awareness, it does impact you in terms of life's experience, in terms of even physiologically. But the most broadest perspective you possibly could have is when your mind has settled to the point of absolute silence. And then there's an inner awakening to that unbounded awareness, which is absolutely without any boundary. And so that experience is the natural human possibility of the broadest perspective, in which through regular experience you start to integrate that experience into your life, and you start to get just a far more profound and a more spiritual and a more awareness. It cultivates over years of practice, and that is ultimately what the whole tradition from India is about, including Ayurveda, is to help us to gain that sort of human potential of expanded awareness in which we experience our own potential and more joy in life.
And though you experience the world as my family, which is a very important thing as well. Rachel Forrest is there. She's coming from Adelaide in Australia. So there you are. That answers that question about people joining in. So,
well, do you know what? The closer we get to the flipping end of the course, we get questions. 58 new messages.
There's 44 messages in there now, but we're not going to get to them. We're not going to get to them. Something about Newgrange there. I will surely join in January and pass on my no. So where was it?
Well, it's a matter of just going to the website and putting on, into Ayurveda courses to book up for the next one.
Oh, well, it's not up there yet. I haven't put the date up yet, but don't worry, you're all on the email list. So as soon as we've established the date and have decided what course we're doing, we'll inform people of when the next one will be. So don't worry about it. You're all on the database now. So you're all getting emails off me. Anyway, you wouldn't be on this call if you weren't getting the emails. So as soon as we have the next course date set up, we'll let you know, and we'll be asking you to share it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of those things. And we want to get as many people as possible to come on, As I emailed to Noel today, I've had huge benefits from these courses, even though I've been following Maharishi Ayurveda since the 1990s. It helped with an accumulation of little tips, which I've added in bit by bit. I do try to do too much. I don't keep them up. A lot surprising healing. Thank you very much. That's from Sally. Thanks, Sally. Yeah, I remember you emailed me earlier on today. Yeah, so thanks for that. Love and light and best of health from John Lewis to everybody. And same back to you, John. Okay, there's just too many coming in. So listen, we're going to have to call it quits here at this stage.
Want to say something about the Christmas celebration?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. And well, I want to sum up anyway. So our Christmas celebration is next Thursday night at 7:30. And so if you can sing or want to say a poem or play an instrument or anything like that, I can guarantee you I won't be doing any ballet, so you needn't worry about that, okay? But if you have anything like that that you want to do, just email me, noel@ayurveda.ie. I'll put a list of the entertainers together, and then next Thursday night at 7:30 we'll just have a little Christmas party, a kind of a celebration for the end of the course and the end of the year, and getting us ready for the next year. So that'll be a bit of fun. I have you all on an email list now, so if I'm going to swap you over to the general email list. If you don't want to get emails off us, that's absolutely fine. There's no problem. We don't want to be sending things to people who don't want it. You just click unsubscribe at the bottom of the email. If you want to be kept on the list, you're on the list. So you just stay on the list, you know. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody who came with us on this journey for the last 8 weeks. As I said, this is the 7th course that we've run with the 3 doctors and myself. I want to say a huge thank you to the doctors. They've given their time up for free practically every Tuesday and Thursday since last March. We had a little bit of a break in August, July and August, I think mid-July and a bit of August, and then we were back at it. So every single Tuesday and Thursday since last March for 8 months now, we've been doing these courses. It's been great fun though, I have to say, and we've all enjoyed it. But a big thank you to Dr. Brennan, to Dr. Rajvinder, and to Dr. Naheed for giving us their time and giving us their knowledge, and just coming on here week in, week out, giving out all that thing. And yeah, so that's it.
And Noel for being the organizing brains behind it all.
Yes, of course. Without you, it was not possible.
Yeah. The knowledge is no good unless it gets out there, and Noel is the instrument of communication that makes it available for all of us. So it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Look, thanks for being with us from New York, from Adelaide, from Belgium, from honest God, wherever you are, Scotland, England, Wales. The whole world is welcome. The whole world, as Noel says, is my family.
Exactly. Yes, thanks, doctors. And Noel, I met from Sligo. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, okay, I'm from Sligo as well, so I hope to get down there in the next week or two, actually, you know. Okay, everybody, that's absolutely fantastic. As I say, a big thank you to our doctors. I don't know if any of the doctors have anything else they'd like to say.
Well, thanks, Naheed, for being with us. Lovely to see you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Completely my pleasure.
You can go to bed now.
Yeah.
Everybody can go to bed now. It's bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
God bless everybody. Nice speaking with you.
Okay, everybody, I'll put the Q&A will go up on YouTube tomorrow, and just keep an eye out for the for future emails, and we'll see everybody hopefully next Thursday anyway, you know. So namaste, everybody. Thanks very much for coming on, and a big thank you, and we'll see you again soon. Okay, cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely Christmas, restful holidays. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.